When it comes to intimacy, we all need support. So you go to therapy, you talk to your doctor, but if you still feel stuck, now what? Today I'm going to go deep. I'm going to reveal why therapy and doctors might be causing more problems and how a game plan and an intimacy coach is a solution you did not know existed. The problem is you go to therapy because you think you're going to learn to communicate, but 97% of communication is nonverbal. Talking feels dangerous because anything you say can and will be held against you. Do you know that feeling? If talking worked, then couples who go to therapy wouldn't get divorces. Intimacy isn't created by talking in an office. It's built in the quiet, private moments. For me and my husband, we argued more about the things that came up in therapy than we did the reason we went in the first place. The issue is not lack of communication, it's disconnection. Being with someone you love and feeling so far away. We felt like roommates, which is why we went looking for help. And then a therapist told us, maybe you should get a divorce. Are you kidding? Looking for help is hard enough. It's scary. And then to have somebody tell us we should end it, that's not okay. And honestly, I hear that too many times. And sex therapy was just more talking. He told us to give each other massages. If we could have done that, we wouldn't have been in his office. He told us to schedule date nights. How is that going to help? It's only more frustrating. You go on a date, you come home. Now what? And it's not their fault. Traditional therapy definitely has its place, but intimacy is about the space between you. It's not what you say, it's what you can't say. You can't talk your way to intimate connection. Intimacy is an experience. I teach you how to create the connection so that you can experience intimacy together. I'm Amy Keller. I became the expert that my husband and I needed, but we couldn't find. I've been named the best because no one else has devoted the years of study and research to understand the theory, the science, and the art of intimacy, love, sex, relationships, the human condition, and men as me. For over 20 years in my private practice, I've helped thousands of people feel loved and heal their intimate connection. I have a program, the Intimacy Game Plan, where I transform people from roommates to playmates. You gain intimacy and relationship skills without just talking. I knew that we weren't the only ones with a lack of intimacy, let alone health issues that affected our sex life. We tried to get help, but no one had solutions. Too many people, too many families, relationships are breaking up not because they don't love each other or because they don't want to be together, but because they've stopped feeling the love and making the love. And even when they go looking for help, they still feel stuck because they can't find the help that they need. That's not okay. I dedicated my life to solving this common global problem of intimacy in relationships, and I have. I'm certified in Imago relationship therapy, the Gottman method, and multiple other therapeutic modalities because I was continually searching for something that would have helped my own relationship. One of the things I learned was that therapists expect a couple to be in their office for 2 years before the couple gives up. They go see somebody else or they go get a divorce. Kidding? They know that what they're doing isn't working. That's why the divorce rate keeps going up. The problem with traditional therapy is you're talking about your past, your wounds, you're rehashing the issues, trauma, pain, shame, complaining, criticizing, blaming. Science is in my book, and it proves that whether you're the one listening or talking about trauma, shame, pain, or problems, it actually causes you more trauma, shame, pain, and problems. It has a negative effect on your brain and nervous system. You're talking about your feelings, anger, resentment, frustrations, because you want to feel understood. But feelings are emotions. They need to be emoted to be fully expressed. And therapists use labels like addiction, anxiety, avoidant, codependent, and labels, they stick. I have a story in my book about a couple who came to see me because they were diagnosed with DDD, which is desire discrepancy disorder. We're doomed. There's nothing we can do. That's a fancy term that means mismatched libidos. Libido is a fancy term that means sexual appetite. It's normal. You're two completely different people with different moods, appetites, and languages. I can help. And the experience of going to couples therapy before, during, after, it's exhausting. One of you is in the hot seat. Who's right? Who's wrong? The therapist is picking the winner. It's a competition, and couples begin to rely on their therapist to be their referee. I'm your coach. I don't pick sides because you're on the same side. I empower you both. Traditional and sex therapy is missing the physical component. It's all talk. They'll tell you how important intimacy is, but they don't teach you how to build it. This can leave a lot of people, like me and my husband, feeling completely hopeless. It doesn't have to be complicated. I have real solutions. We heal in connection. I help you feel each other. A couple shared with me that he shared with her. He said, I learned more about you in one exercise than I did in years of therapy. We're never going back. You want intimacy, so maybe like us, you try the medical route. I knew that my husband had health challenges, prostate issues, and erectile dysfunction even before I married him, but I loved all of him from head to toe, in and out. When the doctor talked about pills, pumps, injections, and implants, I cried. None of those things are a cure for intimacy, sexual confidence, or experience. Skills are. Where's the actual help? Too many people are dealing with real barriers to intimacy. That's the reason that I started this work. Health challenges like prostate, diabetes, heart issues, medication, erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation, testosterone, menopause, moods, depression, anxiety, betrayal, shame, belief systems, mismatched libidos, lack of sex, lack of intimacy, lack of pleasure, lack of time, lack of orgasms. No wonder the divorce rate is so high. I'm here because I have solutions for all of those things. It's the disconnection that hurts the most. Experts, psychologists, science concludes that the cure for trauma, shame, pain, addictions, depression, mental disorders is connection. Great. How? You can't solve intimacy with pills, pumps, injections, or surgery. As a matter of fact, a Harvard study found that in 1998, when the little blue pills hit the market, the divorce rate increased, as did anxiety and depression, because we shifted the focus to performance, and that causes disconnection. At that same exact time, society was having a noticeable decline in the frequency of sex. What the hell? The pill came out, people stopped having sex because you're relying on the pill and that's causing more stress. I believe therapists and doctors have their place, but when it comes to intimacy, I have the solutions. Connection you can feel is what heals. I empower clients with real skills, and it shows. I've redefined therapy, merged it with Tantra and science to create real solutions. I don't just tell you how important intimate connection is, I show you how to build it. I've studied biology, neurology, and science because I needed to understand how we're wired to connect. What is chemistry? What actually happens when we get turned on or when we get triggered? What are feelings? Why don't we hear each other? I studied Tantra. It's a Sanskrit word that means to weave. It's a spiritual practice that increases your sexual energy. It's not woo woo, it's science. The definition of therapeutic means good for the mind, body, and soul. I am a total intimacy geek. It's all science. It's fascinating, and I make it simple. In my work, I have redefined sex as sensual pleasure, and I teach you a way to access your sensory system and increase your sensual pleasure. When I talk about your sensory senses, I'm talking about sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. That is the best part about being human and having someone to share it with. I've developed simple tools, exercises that sync your nervous system, your brain, your heart, and your hormones. You create the connection, and that creates trust. Together, you learn a routine that builds intimacy, understanding, empathy, and compassion. It allows you to feel connected in any mood, good times and bad. Having a practice builds team spirit. That's that spiritual connection. So you know that it's bigger than just you and me. This is about us. A client recently told me we used to fight, we'd withdraw, we'd retreat until we'd get over it, which sometimes took days. And now we turn toward each other and we go through it together. You're an intimacy team and you learn how to show up for yourself and each other in the private moments. It works because it works for both of you. You're both getting your needs met, and it doesn't have to be complicated. This is why a game plan and a coach is the solution. Intimacy is the unspoken understanding, that trust and that comfort in the space between you, where you don't have to worry if you're saying or doing the right or the wrong thing because no one's keeping score. It's where you feel secure and loved just as you are, no flaws, no fears, jiggles, and all. And the truth is, when it comes to love, we all feel like we're missing out. Intimacy is really private. I get it. It's really vulnerable. It can feel scary to go get help. I understand. That's why I make it easy. There's no shame, no blame, no judgment. I meet you right where you are. People trust me with the things they can't trust anybody else with, not even their therapist or their doctor. I'm known for straight talk and real solutions. People are like, Amy, just tell me what to do. Gladly. If you're a newlywed or in a new relationship, congratulations. Really, start with a game plan. That way, you know that you're doing something you haven't done with anybody else, that you're going to keep growing together, getting better and better together. If you are married with children, then it's even more important to have a plan and a coach, because when you're doing well and you're doing well, your whole household is. Understand? If you've been together for a long time, you're having the same old fights and the same old moves, or no fight and no moves for whatever reason. You're not alone. And it's not too late. You don't have to worry about your past, because when you have a plan, you're focusing on your future together. And when you've got the best coach, you can navigate the obstacles, any of them. This is what I wanted for me and my husband. He is my biggest supporter, and he agrees that had we had a game plan and an intimacy coach, this would have saved our relationship. I guide you step by step to build intimacy and relationship skills privately together. Emotional awareness, physical action, and accountability to keeping that space between you feeling safe so that you feel comfortable together. No more eggshells. I give you tools like the huddle, the intimacy hack that I developed and shared with the world through my TED Talk and my book, The Huddle, How to Score in Sex and Love. It increases connection, communication, and confidence wordlessly. I give you physical actions like the hero hold that lets you drop your defenses and allows you to just melt into each other. Gets you on the same page at the same time, wordlessly. I teach you the ABCs of communicating about it and us with ease. It's a formula for communicating about vulnerable topics. I give you a perspective shift from sex, which anybody can do, to pleasure, because sharing pleasure is the most intimate thing you can do. It's the coach who teaches you how to put that spin on the ball, how to read the signals, how to understand the cues. I show you how to make a plan that grows with you so that you know what you're doing, when you're doing it, where you're doing it. And I teach you all the things, the things you think you know how to do, the things you wish you knew how to do, and the things you've always wanted to do but never had anybody to ask. Including exercises that I've developed that help men with stamina, strength, and control, and prostate care. You're building a menu of moves. You discover what you like and what you want to try next together. I teach you how to be better partners, lovers, and playmates in and out of the bedroom. Intimacy is important, and I'm here to teach you how to build it, as I have for thousands of others. This isn't traditional therapy because it'll actually change your relationship right away. You want intimacy? You don't have to rely on a referee or pills. I teach you to rely on each other. As your coach, I care about you, both of you. We're all on the same side. I help you strategize so that you can be your best for you and for your team. You grow to rely on each other. I'm your guide, here for you when you need me. And my couples are always happy to see me because it's therapeutic. It's like a spa. They book sessions for their anniversaries. I've gotten flowers on my clients' anniversaries. That is so lovely. Imagine waking up together every day and feeling the love, having playful banter, little touches, those knowing glances across the room. Home isn't just where you sleep, it's where you belong. Imagine your partner as your source of comfort, pleasure, and unwavering support, where you feel safe to drop your defenses, knowing that years from now you're still reaching for each other, not out of habit, but out of want. You're still excited about your future because you're not just replaying your past. And you did it, not by talking about it or working on it, but with ease. By creating private, intimate moments together. This is how you build intimacy and a relationship. I'm your intimacy coach. You don't have to figure out how to love and be loved. I make it easy. Intimacy is your skill. The connection that you can feel that heals, that's your cure. Pleasure is your practice in your private moments. I give you the playbook and you find what works for you. The outcome is feeling like intimate partners and lovers. I would have done anything to have this when I need it. Real solutions. Make sense? Tell me, have you ever felt stuck like roommates instead of partners, lovers, and playmates? Download the free game plan. You'll find a link in the descriptions. Or talk to me. Apply for the program. Let me know in the comments, what's your struggle? What do you want to know? Or please leave me a heart in your favorite color because I'm Amy Color, your favorite intimacy coach. And you don't have to figure it out on your own. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, stay connected to yourself, each other, and me, and I'll see you soon. Sound good?